So if we look at the tail of the tape, Stolze, the younger man by 7 years, he's the shorter man, but look at those records, only one defeat each, two titans in there. Stolze has been rising through the ranks like a runaway train, but will he be derailed by the Dominator tonight? There's only one way to find out, that's going to Buddy Johnson, RMC.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are set for 3 5-minute bouts in the professional welterweight division. Introducing first, standing to my left, he weighed in officially at 170.4 pounds and has a professional record of 6 wins with 1 loss. Fighting out of and representing Windsor, England, Terry the Dominator Brazier. And his opponent standing to my right, weighed in officially at 169.2 pounds. He has a professional record of 7 wins with 1 loss. Fighting out of Dublin, Ireland, by way of Germany, Niklas Stolze. When the action begins, your referee in charge, Leon Roberts.
So here we go, and I'm really looking forward to this one, Chris. This one has explosive written all over it.
The Dominator looks in the zone. Stolze crouched, ready to go. No touch of gloves. The welterweight showcase everyone's been so excited about is happening now in Dublin.
Well, as they went to touch gloves, Brazier just smiled at his man. And we've got to remember, this is a former serviceman. This is a former paratrooper in that cage.
He's got 5 of those 6 wins in the first round, all via TKO bar 1 submission. Of course, Stolze finishing 6 of 7 before the midway point. Interesting to see Brazier think about the wrestling. As I said, he's got really solid fundamentals in these positions. He's got a great switch, but it's the punishing fist that you've got to really, really be careful of.
But as we mentioned earlier, look at the movement of Stolze there as Brazier tried to tie him down.
Moves like a matador, but it's not the backing off that you need to be worried about. It's the incoming strikes. Good stuff though from Brazier. Punch him a couple of times, back him up, get him to freeze and cover, and now think about dragging him down.
Well, you talked of the incoming strikes, and that was Terry Brazier, the Dominator, those solid left and rights. But look at the leg spread there from Stolze. Brazier like a bulldog there. He's got the double legs now. Christian's going for the takedown. And as you said, this is an underrated game from this man.
Incredible stuff here to see Brazier press the takedown. I mean, if we look at his last contest against Shah Hussein, who is without a doubt one of the more durable and tough grapplers in the whole country, his performance showed that he can hang with the best on the ground. And I think that's exactly what he wants to do against Stolze, take him out of his own game.
And he was carrying an injury we found out after that fight, as we said, against one of the most durable men. And already, the left-hand side of Stolze's face is marked up, and there's slight signs of blood. But again, that movement from Stolze, but Brazier relentless in his pursuit.
Look at the way he holds on, puts the legs together, tries to step over. Stolze doing a good job right now of trying to prevent the guard pass and maybe work back up to his feet, but already some marks visible there.
Big support for Stolze here. German fans and the SBG, I think they're saying that's that's going to be a knee to the groin there. I don't think it was intentional, but Leon saw it and Stolze reacted immediately.
Brazier looking to attack the body. An offsides play, however, wisely caught here by Leon Roberts. Stolze looks absolutely in pain, Malcolm. He'll have up to 5 minutes here to recover.
Yes, I don't think there was any evil intent there from Brazier because he was doing well anyway. It's one of those unfortunate things when we look at targeting. As you said, Stolze will be given time to recover, but here's the knee and, well, yes, very, very borderline there. Very painful.
And Leon Roberts here calling for the doctor. We'll have to see exactly what sort of assessment is made, or we're going to get a warning here from Roberts to explain what's happened and, more importantly, the rule set to Brazier. He has up to 5 minutes to recover.
And I hope he does, Chris, because this was bubbling nicely. Stolze, he's not one to complain. Look, he's saying he's all right. This would be so unfortunate to be stopped this way. But put this in perspective. It's one thing to say, yes, I'm recovered, I'm willing to go on. What does it really take out of you?
Well, I think more importantly, Brazier's got to consider the psychological aspects of engaging that position, whether he's attacking the femoral artery, the inside thigh, or whether he goes to the body, he's gonna make sure that he stays accurate, because the next time could be a final warning, or if it's intentional, worse.
Well, Brazier didn't want to touch gloves at the beginning, but he does now to acknowledge that in a sporting way and looks for the side kick. The right-hand response from Stolze, but Brazier looked to take him down. It's the speed of the footwork from Stolze.
Excellent stuff, using the 100%er there to spin Brazier around, attack him with the knee. Brazier looking to control that neck.
He's looking for the guillotine there, yeah, Chris. He's popping up, and the head pops clear from Stolze. And the first time he's really had a chance to mount an offensive here in the round.
Brazier doing a great job here of trying to gain a favorable control on the clinch. Look at that, trying to pummel in, obstacle control, now with that collar tie. But Stolze all over him. I think we're seeing second gear from Stolze.
What excites me about this is we look at similar records, we look at similar styles. They're virtually mirror images of each other at the moment, but it's still exciting.
Brazier, now for the first time in the clinch and defensive mode, Stolze with the foot stomp.
Just as he'd worked the inside of the left leg as well with the knee. And it's Brazier's turn to be up against that cage. And now, oh, can you believe it, Chris? Stolze is now being warned, and Brazier will get his time. Now, was that accident or was that payback?
I think that was just an unfortunate turn of events. And again, Roberts will go over to Stolze to explain. I don't think he'll need to explain too much exactly, Stolze being the recipient, but that is definitely a good call. Brazier says, hey, what's going on here?
Yes, unfortunate for both men. But it was an equalizer, certainly, and Brazier's felt that he will be given 5 minutes as well. Well, we've had it all in this opening round already, Chris. Two very evenly matched men.
Brazier looking to recover here, but it's very wise in these circumstances to take your time. But this is also a breather for Stolze.
Well, you say a breather for Stolze, but it was just as you were saying, he was beginning to get into ascendancy. He turned it round, he used that footwork, he was putting Brazier under pressure, then the momentum had to stop dead, didn't it?
Absolutely, and that's another thing to consider as you start to get into the zone as a fighter. You know, there's so much at play. It's not just the physical, of course, it's the emotional and psychological realms.
But if we're doing a lot of close work and his knee speed landing, I will be looking to deduct points. You both get me, yeah? Right.
You heard it there from Leon Roberts. He said, look, in the clinch, I understand you guys are doing work, but there can and will be consequences. Back to the center of the ring. We continue here from Dublin for BAMMA 27. The Dominator, Terry Brazier, takes on Niklas Stolze.
Yes, the front push kicks there. First to the thigh, then to the midsection from Brazier. Looks for the Superman punch. Both men just having to find their range again. As I said, the momentum was lost. They were right in the zone, and now having to find their range again. Almost caught the left leg kick from Stolze, Brazier, and then out of range with his own right hand.
Stolze is very creative. I like how he's kicking low as well.
Both legs. This is one thing we mentioned when we were looking at videos of him earlier. He's very fluent off either leg as a kicker.
Stepping in with footwork to close down the range, but also switching up to gain power.
Look how quickly Brazier turned this time, and that's what I love about both these men. They're so switched on so early here.
Big right hand there from Stolze. Brazier shrugs it off. Brazier showing the level change.
That was psychology from Brazier, because that was a good right hand. That landed solidly, and Brazier was saying, no, that didn't hurt me, but it was good. And again, as he jabbed out, Stolze immediately with the right hand reply. The Superman just out of range again from Brazier.
Brazier's slightly frustrated here. I think Stolze is a quicker guy as far as the punches go. He's got to be very careful not to fight fire with fire, because that's what Stolze wants.
Well, he's looking to the body now of Stolze, but the lead leg of Stolze comes straight up, and there's no back leg from Stolze with these kicks. He's superb off either leg, and Brazier will have to watch this.
End of a peculiar first round. A lot to talk about, Malcolm. So much back and forth action, and perhaps some ascendancy for the German by the end of the first.
There's two key points here, and both of them involved the groin strikes. Momentum was stopped both times. The momentum the first time was in Brazier's favor, and he had to wait it out because he was the man that was the aggressor, as it were. And then the second time, he was on the receiving end, but he stopped the momentum as both men were showing great movement. But I agree with you, after the second time, it looked like Stolze, you said it, stepped it up a gear. The movement became more rapid, the leg kicks, and we saw the reply with the right hand from the Brazier jab.
One of the interesting takeaways is the recovery. You've got to slow down the breathing. There's the oxygen debt. There's all those things of a skilled corner. You can see Kenny Boyson there, talking to Terry, of course, John Kavanagh and the crew over there with Stolze. And they're gonna do the very best they can to get both fighters resituated, recomposed, and ready to continue here into the second round.
So 2 of a potential 3 here.
Gentlemen, second round, ready? Ready?
And here they go once more. And as I said, we felt Stolze just beginning to get ascendancy at the end of the second with those kicks. And he starts straight away, Chris, with the low right kick.
The second round, who'd have thought we'd have been here knowing these two?
Well, this is Stolze's favorite round. Let's be honest, if he's going to finish, this is where he likes to do it. Brazier, he's not normally here.
Brazier looking to pressure here. Brazier showing the jab. I like the head movement from Brazier as well.
Well, he needs it because the right hand was instant in the second round in reply to that Brazier jab. It's not come this time from Stolze.
A lot of pressure here from Stolze, but Brazier with a great kick catch. He's got outstanding kick catches.
Well, he was ready for it this time, an instant response and looking to get that ground and pound. Stolze, in reply, kicking him away.
Brazier holding on to the legs, looking to possibly set up a pass here. Stolze doing everything he can to get back to the feet.
Well, he was just looking to scuttle back up and then thought better of it. And I think he's waiting now for Leon to bring them back to their feet here as Brazier again picks at the legs.
And Stolze doing a great job of every time Brazier will reach for that, detracting it, making sure he doesn't get a hold, which would enable him to pass that guard. This is a very key moment here.
That's right, and Brazier looks to pass again, but as you said, Stolze with those legs coming out, and you could see Brazier's intent here, looking to trap those legs and come over the top, get some heavy ground and pounding. And here he comes, side control, well, almost with side control. Well done by Brazier there, Chris.
Excellent stuff. He knew exactly when to come in here. Now puts his weight down, brings his knees in close. Stolze on his back. A lot of time to work for the Dominator here.
And this is the first time he's been in this position. He's not called the Dominator for a he's called the Dominator for a reason. And that's the way he will grind down, as he did to Shah Hussein. He's more than capable of doing this, Chris.
He's got crazy pressure. Really solid ground and pound as well. Look at the way he reaches in and controls the back of the head here, which helps maintain position. Where the head goes, the rest of the body must.
Yes, and tying up that right leg of Stolze as well. It's the first time he's really been under pressure on the ground here. And it's a dangerous man. And now looking to get that mount and posture up is Brazier for some heavy ground and pound. But gives Stolze the right hand hammer fist coming down from Brazier.
But Stolze looking for a heel hook here. Brazier has got to dot the I's and cross the T's. Stolze now grapevine in, reaping the leg.
The problem for him, though, is that right hand of Brazier is still free. And Brazier holding the cage there, saw by Leon. Oh, that's it. Heavy right hands now from Brazier. Stolze hanging on to that leg, but those Brazier right hands, Chris, will take their toll.
Stolze doing everything he can to expose that heel. This is a war of attrition right now, Malcolm. The heel's open, but he's got to protect himself against those strikes. Brazier knows this. That's on. He's cranking for it. Brazier won't tap. Whoa!
And Brazier looking for those hammer fist right hands. Look at the grimace on his face there. Stolze taking those shots to keep this lock on.
Leon Roberts with a careful eye here. Brazier has got to be very, very smart about this because Stolze can end this in an instant. Once that lock is on, it's on, and the damage is instant.
Well, Brazier, as we said, so tough and durable, and he's been using that right hand as a hammer to try and prevent this. So delicately poised at the moment. Neither man willing to give in, and Brazier's done well here, Chris.
And Stolze gave up on that leg in hopes of maybe being able to sit up into half guard. This is a very awkward position right now where one fighter is sort of waiting for the other to move.
And Brazier did the right thing, didn't he? He kept his cool, he stayed calm, and tried to drop those right-hand bombs, even though the pressure, as you said, was immense. It's a great escape there from Brazier.
His leg could have very well been hurt by that. There was a good level of control and torque as he was turning on that heel. It's one of the worst submissions. And once it comes on quick. But right now, Stolze and Brazier continue to jockey for position.
I think Leon said to them, let's see a bit more here. And again, Stolze like a dog with a bone. He's like a dog with a bone here, Chris, and he's on that leg again.
Stolze trying to get that one on, turning on that heel hook, but again, Brazier shifts his weight and may be able to stave that off. He's got 30 seconds to go.
Yes, the elbow to the thigh of Stolze. Here it comes again, doing everything in his power and then looking for the right arm. But Stolze will not let go, and he's taking the punishment to get where he wants to be here. And Brazier in trouble again with just 11 seconds left, Chris. He'll hear that. That'll give him hope. And
there is nothing but heart, grit, and determination keeping Brazier in the game right now.
he looked to his corner there, Chris. He knows it's going to be over. Wow.
What an escape from Terry Brazier, and that was full fat action through and through.
And you saw him as he went to raise his right hand, the leg that was under pressure gave away.
And here we go, some of the replay. You can see how when Stolze was going for that leg, he's not protecting his face. Reaping it with the left leg across, trying to grapevine in.
Those were heavy right hands he took as well, Chris. He had one aim, didn't he? He took those right hands, he took the hammer fists, and he kept this constant pressure on. Does it mean he takes the round?
Well, when you're putting it together with the ground game and you're not defending yourself in those positions, it can be argued both fighters are providing effective offense. Obviously, that submission attempt was pretty close, but you've also got to score the ground and pound from Brazier. I think the more important thing to look at is what happens in the next round, where Brazier was visibly hurt from that leg lock attack.
Well, let's see. You're right, Chris, how he comes out for the third here. And it looks like he is a slight limp. Now, one thing you'd never think you'd hear me saying with these two men, third and final round, they're both still here. They're not used to this, Chris.
This is going to be the ultimate answer to all the questions about how the second round concluded. Brazier noticeably a little bit hurt.
Stolze surely is going to go for that leg as soon as he can.
I think so. Brazier's got to check and do the very best he can to try and nullify any assault from Stolze to that injury.
I think Stolze will have a one-track mind, and you see Brazier trying to protect that leg. Here we go. This is the last thing Brazier wants. Sprawls well, big knee from Brazier. But we know what Stolze wants, so will Brazier know it. It's can he prevent it? Because I think if Stolze gets it early in this round, because there's only so much Brazier can take, surely.
We've seen Brazier go 3 hard rounds. We know he can do it. We've seen him go with, obviously, a few moments of and some scares in his last performance, nearly getting submitted as well as getting dropped. So if anybody can do it, Terry can, but it's a long time to be in there. 4 minutes on the clock.
What this has done is it's also affected his mobility for his own striking game, hasn't it?
Completely. Let's see what Stolze can do in that department.
Oh, he slipped the right hand from Brazier. He didn't slip that one. He landed his own. Some heavy shots came in from both men there.
Brazier doing a great job there of catching Stolze dipping his head as the uppercut whizzes by. High elbow guillotine here for Brazier.
Well, Stolze put in a superb right hook. Brazier immediately responded with a right uppercut. I had to think that they really both land because both men took them so well.
What a cracker of a fight this has turned out to be. That fight could have easily been stopped in the second. Brazier refused to tap, and it's competitive here.
Yes, and now he's looking to double leg Stolze, and he needs this break. He needs this time for his own ascendancy here on the ground. And it's a good position for him, Chris.
Excellent stuff here. Half guard sitting up. Stolze pinned up against the edge of the ring. But you can see him holding onto that figure 4 there, Malk. He may use this to possibly catch a reversal. Difficult to finish from this position. Now swapping up to the Z guard with that frame, that right leg framed across the hip of Brazier.
There goes the right hand the Brazier gave, but again, he's got to be so careful with that leg. The right hand was like a piston there from Brazier, but what does he give up in return?
Excellent transition from Stolze. That was just an illusion, going for that Kimura attack. The Z guard, then the swap to the leg attack. But look at this, Brazier sits hard down, puts his weight in, gets high, and this is already an uncomfortable position for Stolze.
But Stolze has proved willing to take the punishment to get where he wants to be. It's a bold strategy, but he's taken those right hands to get in those submission positions.
It's a staggering strategy, to be honest with you, because now Brazier on top, controlling with that right arm. You see the way he pulls his head in, Malcolm. That will help him cork up some ground and pound if he can get that left arm coming down.
Yes, he's trying to posture up really high and again holding the cage. And Stolze again looking to turn him. Good movement again from Brazier. As you said, this is what we saw against Shah Hussein.
Excellent stuff from Brazier there, helicoptering across. And now he's got just over 90 seconds to try and really be convincing here.
Well, if he maintains this dominance, this is going to be a tough one for the judges to score. He's looking for the ground and pound again. Stolze responds, but this has been a good round for Brazier. We wondered whether he could carry the weight, whether he'd be mobile enough. He's done the right thing. He's adjusted, he's adapted, and he's in dominant position now.
And Brazier was on the brink of defeat, but comes back in spades. Malcolm, this, without a doubt, a showdown for the ages, but the invert throwing up. Again, the leg, Stolze attacks. He's gonna go inverted heel hook here in a minute. That is the worst. That is the worst.
Chris, he's still got a minute here.
Brazier trying to clear the knee line and drag that leg out. Man, this is painful to watch.
And it's a key time for Stolze after a dominant round by Brazier. I was just about to say, if Brazier could have kept position like he did for the full round, it would all be on how the judges scored that opening round.
And right now, as I continue to see these two play leg locks, it looks to me like for the most part, Stolze will be unable to finish this as Brazier's just a little bit too shallow. Not quite deep enough there on the knee line. These little nuances of a submission being on. Oh, look at this. Brazier drops back for a heel hook of his own.
That would be a turnaround, Chris, indeed, for Brazier.
Gonna be difficult here, though, as he doesn't have the knee line controlled. Again, both legs are in between Stolze's. 10 seconds. Clapper has gone.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? Yeah, this is my life, my strife, my right to fight, to die on. And this is my game to play, to claim.
Buddy, but this is close indeed.
The judges' scorecards in, Buddy Johnson.
After 3 rounds, we go to our judges' scorecards. And your winner, by unanimous decision, Terry, the Dominator, Brazier.